Please welcome onto the stage, me. People, hello, yes. Welcome to Genocidal Liberal. We all know it's called Genocidal Liberal, right?
Yeah.
Good. Some of you may have known me before, seen me before, but if you haven't, my previous shows tend to have swear words in. I love a swear word, me. I think we should swear more. I think the news needs swearing in. We'll watch it more. In today's main headline, we're fucked. Now the weather. Today's weather, we're fucked! Back to you! So previous shows of mine have been called things like We All Die Cunts. Or Fuck You and Fuck Your Beliefs. Gentle, subtle, kid shows. My mum called me up a couple of months ago and she said to me, "What's the title of the show this year, Ashley?" So it's Genocidal Liberal Mother. So it's nice it doesn't have any swear words in this year. Does have fucking genocide in though, mum, doesn't it? I don't know about you, but I think genocide's worse than fuck. If someone came up to me and said, "Ashley, genocide or fuck?" I'd say, that's quite a strong setup. Shut up line that was meant to be. And if you talk again, I'm getting you out. Shut the fuck up. I start my shows very differently to a lot of people because a lot of comedians want you to like them. I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't care. I've been doing this for 12 years. Not once in that 12 years have I ever seen an audience leave a comedy night go, "Oh, how did you think that went?" Honestly, we were shit. What a terrible fucking audience we were. Not once in 12 years of comedy has an audience taken personal responsibility. That changes tonight. Going along, "Oh, we were a terrible fucking audience. We had our arms crossed like someone's going to come and steal our tits. We looked at our phones. We spoke amongst ourselves. We shouted out like cunts. And when we did laugh, we laughed inwardly. Nothing a comedian loves more than a silent laugh. Like gigging to geisha girls, our favourite. So tonight, it's very simple. You get involved, you get on board, we're going to fucking fly. It's going to be an amazing night. You will not forget it. If you don't, I'm still contractually obliged to be here. And I've been working on this show for about a year. I know it's good. So if tonight it's shit, it may be you. Take that on board when you're sitting there going, "This isn't for me." That's your mistake, not mine. This is exactly the show you came to see. No fucking false advertising. It's called Genocidal Liberal, for fuck's sake. It is called Genocidal Liberal because that's what I am. I do not consider myself left wing, right wing, or centre. I'm not working class, upper class, or middle class because the rich pick them to keep us all apart, and I don't play that game. I'm a genocidal liberal. What that means is that I am for human rights. I am for equality. I am for workers' rights. Get rid of bigotry. But I think humanity is such a pile of shit that we'll never get there. So I say kill everyone. And give it to the penguins. That's of course until you realise that penguins have a gang rape. Can't trust anyone these days, can you? Didn't see that in Happy Feet, did you? Director's cut. Although, if you did, it would have been in rhythm. I've been told that what I have to do is tell you a bit about myself so we can connect. So you understand why I'm like this. My life could be summed up in the following sentence. I once broke a therapist. Anyone else? Lovely. I went to the doctors with a bad leg. They asked me how I was doing. I answered honestly, and I left with an appointment to see the psychiatric team. That's not right, is it? Now we've got some young people in. You're all in fucking therapy. You can tell me if this is normal or not. A couple of months of seeing this therapist, he said to me, I can feel the darkness as you walk into the room. That's not right, is it? Then, a couple of months after, he said to me, and I quote, you cannot be helped. I'm fucking paying him. I see a therapist in the same way I see a prostitute. Listen, if I'm paying you, you pretend I'm doing well. We do have young people in today. Do we have any of the TikTok bastards? Fucking worst of us. Worst generation, and that's only because the old people will die soon. I mean, old people are the worst. We all agree with that, 100%. If there's anyone who is no longer allowed an opinion, it's fucking old people. They have proven they can't do it. I think we should put in a new law. If you can't survive the winter on your own, you don't get a say. I don't get TikTok. I've spent 12 years in comedy making sure no one knows who the fuck I am. And I've been arguably too successful. So someone gave me the advice that I should start using TikTok to get me name out there. And so I've had to look through TikTok and I fucking hate it all. Awful. This 18 to 21-year-olds, both men and women, stop lying that you're a good lay. You're all shit. You don't understand your bodies, and all videos seem to be is like a fucking pole going into a hole and then going across to you going, like Carry On Bellend. You're terrible lays, stop lying to everyone, and who wants a fucking 18-year-old anyway, really? Let's be honest, no one wants to. Not only are they shit at it, but they've got tons of energy. So it's bad for a long fucking time. I've got nothing to say to an 18-year-old afterwards. What do you fucking... I've got nothing in common with an 18-year-old. Thank you. They agree. What do you talk about? Oh, yeah, how many Pokemon are there now? How many? No, it's 151! Fuck off! You don't know. You weren't there. All social media has fucked with our minds, though. Absolutely destroyed. It's made us see things wrong. And I think if we see things a slight fucking difference, the world will be better. Like mental health. The three ones everyone fucking talks about all the time. Anxiety, depression, and stress. All we require is a tiny fucking thought process different. First off, they're a symptom. They're not the fucking root cause. But, like anxiety, you shake once in a while, very bad. Anxiety, you shake once in a while, that's free exercise. A lot better. Depression, you're sad, that's bad. Depression, you walk the black dog. You finally got that pet you've always wanted. Slight fucking change. Stressed. I'm stressed. Yes. Welcome to being conscious. That's life. Life is pain. I hate to break it to you all. Life is fucking pain, agony, and then you get a Yorkshire pudding once in a while. That's it. I tell you who you shouldn't trust. I tell you who the mentally ill ones are. Happy people. You see someone shitting rainbows, fucking run. They will wear your skin. And then complain that you don't moisturise enough. Never trust happy people. All of it. I get the world shit. I understand it. It feels like at the start of the millennium, the entire world got together and said, you know what I want to try? What? BDSM. And we've all forgotten the fucking safe word. That's why we've got so many made up words now. We're just guessing. Is it selfie? YOLO? Yes, Queen, please stop it. It hurts so much. On that, can we stop this women should be treated like queens and men should be treated like kings bollocks, if you don't mind? Because I'm not a monarchist. When I hear women should be treated like queens, I hear overthrown and beheaded. I don't think that's what they mean. Also, next person who tries to call me a short king gets shot. Fuck them. We do see so much, like we see suicide wrong. I see suicide completely and utterly wrong. I'll start by telling you, I would never kill myself. I'll tell you for why. I know that if I ever killed myself, there would be at least one person in the world happy about it. Potentially in this room. And I'm unwilling to give them that satisfaction. Also, have you seen the fucking cost of suicides going up? 10p for a plastic bag. Is it even worth it? You see it wrong. This idea of killing yourself when you're sad, no, don't do that. If you're gonna have to kill yourself at your happiest. That's the fucking way. When you're sad, you can always get happier. At your happiest, downhill from there, innit? Who wants that for their fucking life? So at your happiest, kill yourself. Like on your wedding day. The birth of your firstborn. Go out like a fucking legend. Everyone in here wants to die happy. That's the truth. You all want to die happy. The reality is, the majority of you fucking won't. The majority of you will die brain-addled, covered in your own shit. Your final moment will be of an overworked social worker sprinting past your open door, shouting in good luck. About what we expect from a show called Genocidal Liberal so far, yeah? Good. I don't want anyone disappointed. We don't get enough choices. I think we get small choices, like, do you want to regret seeing a show this evening? Where do you want to eat? But not big choices. Like, do you want to be born? Wasn't my fucking choice. Two strangers I'd never met before fucked to save a marriage. Now I'm paying tax. That seemed fair to anyone. I tell you what, I didn't save that fucking marriage. It turns out that I was not enough. Don't worry, it's obviously not affected me in any way. It's strange, isn't it? Like, if you listen to people, they'll tell you the choices that you're meant to have. Like, you get to pick who's in charge. You get to pick your MP. That's bollocks. You don't. Because... I'm just going to let that... This is just ramping up to the joke. This happens every night. Honestly, it costs a lot of fucking money to get this. Get the timing right was fucking incredible. But you do not get to pick your MP. You get to pick out of who the parties have already chosen. That's how it works. You're falling asleep, lad. It's very hot in here. Do you want to go?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no, because if you're going to fall asleep, you're going to distract me like a fucker. No, it's all good. I've got no qualms. It's very warm, and this show really isn't for everyone. And I tried to make that show by calling it Genocidal Liberal. But the problem is that people see that and think, you know what I like? I like dark comedy. And the reality is, they fucking don't. They don't. They like what's allowed on at like 9 o'clock on BBC. Like the stuff that Frankie Boyle could say that didn't get edited out. Oh, man, I've got such a dark sense of humour. Like, no. You just like it when someone says cunt once in a show. And I get it. But I don't know what to call the show to stop those people from coming in. I think next year I'm going to have to call it like Ashley Haden. Just fuck off. Have you awoken more now, yeah? More awake? Beautiful, beautiful. If you need to pick me up, just let me know. I'll just aim it fucking at you. It's all good. It's all good. Where was I? MPs, yeah, PM, yeah. Even picking your prime minister. Picking your prime minister is just selecting what orifice you want to bleed out of for the next 5 years. That's it. Nose or anally. 13 years we've picked anally for some fucking reason. If you listen to those in power, they will tell you. If you listen to them, they will tell you the choices that you have. Poverty is a choice. Social mobility is a choice. Food banks are a choice. They're not wrong. They are a choice. They're just not yours. I'm against food banks. I think the moment you got a food bank, society is fucked. There should be no support for food banks. Turns out, they're not banks. If they were banks, the government would be doing more to support them. And now we've got MPs taking selfies outside of food banks. Have you seen this? Fucking, that is like Al Qaeda taking a selfie outside of Ground Zero. Fucking, look what we did. Right, what's your name? Quinton.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. Wasn't your choice, it's fine. Go back, choices. You didn't choose that, did you? You fucking wouldn't, would you? No one's first choice in names, is it? Oh, how will I not get bullied? Quintin? Oh, no. Quintin. I'm not going to fucking forget it, though. Christ. If you had to open a food bank, how would you go about it?
Well, I'd probably get people to vote for it to be open or not.
Okay.
In an area. I'm not sure, actually.
That's absolutely fine. Do not worry. Do not worry. That's a fine answer. I've had some fucking dumb answers. I asked that a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
How would you open a food bank? And they said, fucking pull. Not a smart audience, that one. Quintin, would you open a food bank with a ribbon cutting ceremony?
No.
No, you wouldn't, because you seem fine just by your name. Seem like a good man, Quintin, and that seems evil, doesn't it, Quintin?
A little bit.
Yes, it does. Quintin, have a guess what happened the other month.
I'm not sure.
Have a think of what I've just said to you, Quintin. And assume that at no point am I trying to make this difficult for you.
They opened the food bank
Yes, they with
with a opening ribbon ceremony.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Quentin. Honestly, that shouldn't have taken us long. Well, that's my fault. I selected you. I'm willing to take personal responsibility for that mistake. They did, though, Quentin. They opened a council, opened a food bank with a ribbon cutting ceremony. It was a Tory council. I shouldn't have to say that. That is implied. They had photos, because wouldn't you like to remember such an auspicious event? No doubt with the photographer saying cheese. Delightful joke. You're going to be looking back at that soon as the halcyon days I said cheese. Then they went to the back of the food bank and they had drinks and nibbles. In a food bank, I know! Drinks and nibbles in a fucking food bank. That is like spunking on a eunuch. Look what I can do that you can't.
Oh, God.
Boris Johnson's back in the news. Boris Johnson is the final weep of cum after a buggering trickling down the face of a boarding school child. Not a fan. It turns out he had more parties. Fucking hell! Gatsby had fewer parties than Boris Johnson. No wonder so many people fucking died. They're either drunk or hungover. I can do nothing when I'm hungover, but I'm not running a country. Someone needs to tell Boris about Barocca. It turns out he lied to us. Who knew? The only people surprised Boris Johnson lied were coma patients. And that was mainly because they woke up and went, "What? The fucking wire guy? That's who you voted for." He resigned because an inquiry found out that he lied. Not the only inquiry he's involved in. The other inquiry is the COVID inquiry, where we have to find out how much money the Tories gave to their friends. And it turns out it was a fuck ton. Who knew? This is an independent inquiry set up by the government, and the government said, "We will work alongside this inquiry. We have nothing to hide." And so the inquiry said, "We want to see Boris Johnson's phone." And because the government had nothing to hide, they said, "I'm gonna sue you!" Subtle. They lost, of course they did. So Boris Johnson had to hand his phone into the inquiry. He missed the deadline. Does anyone remember the reason why he missed the deadline?
Couldn't remember his password.
Yes. Yeah. Couldn't remember his password to his phone. Let's be honest, the only way that Boris Johnson would have forgotten his password is if his password was the birthday of one of his children and he could work out which one. Let's be honest about this, Boris Johnson is not a two-step authenticator. I have to say something nice about Boris Johnson now, for balance. Listen, there will be people in here going, "Oh, you're doing a lot against the Tories. What about Labour, though? What about Labour?" My point is, they're not in power. Absolutely no point. Going after Labour at the moment is like going after a puddle in a tsunami. Utterly pointless. Utterly pointless. Nice thing about Boris Johnson, that's where I was. Sorry, I forgot that. Good thing about Boris Johnson being in power is that I knew that if, while he was Prime Minister, we would never have got rid of abortions. Because if we ever did, he'd have to spend more time pushing women downstairs. One nice thing. One nice thing. So Boris Johnson resigned and he got his resignation honours list. Liz Truss got her honours list as well. She's going to give an honour for every 3.5 days she was in power. That's only 14 people. But still, it seems a bit fucking iffy, doesn't it? I mean, imagine, like, both Tony Blair and Gordon Brown rejected their resignation honours list. Every other Tory since hasn't. Imagine being morally worse than Tony Blair. That's a fucking ballsy move, isn't it? I think for Liz Truss's honours list, whoever gets the honours, anywhere they go, their honour has to be said sarcastically. Come in, Sir Dickhead. Boris Johnson's honour list is just corruption. Simple. In its purest form, it's fucking impressive, frankly. We now have the youngest life peer, 30 years old. She got it because she was a special advisor for a year under Boris Johnson. So special, so fucking special, that when the government released the names of all of the special advisors, she wasn't fucking on it. That is a special advisor. That's what we call a blowjob peerage. Not the first time someone has got a peerage via a blowjob, but the previous one was Lebedev, and it was Boris Johnson doing the sucking. Satire. Priti Patel got a peerage. She got it for her work in trying to lower the poverty levels. She had a very novel approach. What she wanted to do was use the drowned corpses of refugees to bring up the sea levels, to wash over the east coast, kill more poor people, ergo lower the levels of poverty. Unfortunately, she couldn't do that because she was replaced by Suella Braverman, the only woman in the world who's ever looked at Priti Patel and gone, "You woke bitch." And Michael Fabricant got one. I hope I said his name right. He got one because I just think Boris Johnson went, "Who's the dumbest prick I know?" You. That will do. That will fucking do. Madness. There's been so many mad stories going on. Like, did you all see the attempt to boycott Costa Coffee just a couple of weeks ago? It was fucking madness. Costa Coffee, Biggers attempted to boycott them because they had an advert on one of their vans that had a drawing of a trans man. And Bigots went fucking crazy over it. I've never understood transphobia. It makes no fucking... There are so many other reasons to hate. So many better reasons. Like, if you want to hate people who play music out loud on the bus, that should be it. I mean, if we want, we can call them a race so you all feel fucking good about being racist. There's many things we can do. People who never buy a round, that's a reason to hate someone. Not because of the fucking colour of their skin or their sexuality or anything like that. And the transphobes are so shit. Like fucking Piers Morgan, who's a fucking... Piers Morgan is the type of man that if he ever got cancer, I'd stop all the research until I was sure he was dead. But what's fucking mad about it is you got like Piers Morgan on his fucking TV shows, always going along going, "Ah, well, you identify as a man, you identify as... Well, then I identify as an animal." That's fine, but that does mean we get to put you down. That's how it works. don't get that fucking bollocks. Like, the people who go along, oh, there's only two sexes, I think you'll find. You've only got the penis and the vagina. That's it. That's it. And yeah, but you can purchase both of them down the road. Don't seem as important as they used to be. In fact, I'd say that's the only problem I have with trans people. They should be evolving genitalia. But listen, we've got women in here who have things at home that actually satisfy them. Wouldn't you like to meet a man whose cock vibrated? Massages the clit and comes chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, you've got two bollocks there, G and T. Men, wouldn't you like a vagina that gave you clear directions? Then at the end told you that your dad was proud of you. Better world. Do we all know the public order bill?
Yeah.
Some of you do, some of you don't. Don't worry, I'm going to explain it, it's fine. Hopefully in a comedic form. That'd be nice. The public order bill came in April, and it was there to take more freedoms away from protesting. It was a follow-on to the police crime sentencing and courts bill, which came in last year, because they had to bring in another one because they couldn't take all of the freedoms away fucking first time. Basically, imagine it like this. Protesting is a bloke with diabetes. The police crime sentencing and courts bill is a big fucking cake to kill the bloke. The public order bill is the government taking away the insulin. Make sure he's dead. What it does is it gives the government and the police more power. Good times. That's who you want more power, isn't it? Them, because they've got such a good history. I wouldn't trust them with a pet rock. I reckon if you gave a pet rock to the government, the first thing they'll do is lie about having that pet rock. Then they would try and fail to deport the pet rock. Then we'd find out that they sold the pet rock to a friend of theirs who knows fuck all about rocks, but for some reason is starting a government-backed rock breeding farm. Gave the police a pet rock, we'd all learn that they had covered up the fact that the pet rock had been fucked and murdered by PC Rockfucker. Who has a long history of rubbing rocks when they don't want to be rubbed. And has a nickname down at the station of, do not give this man a rock, he will definitely fucking murder the rock. But I digress. The public order bill has made it that a single person can be stopped from protesting. At the King's coronation, people were arrested for unloading placards. Just unloading placards against the King. Personally, I think in this country, you should be allowed to be free to protest the King. I think in this country, you should be allowed to challenge the King to a fucking duel. Listen, if you want to be king, you fucking earn it. They have lessened the rules for stop and search, including bringing in suspicionless stop and search in protests. Suspicionless stop and search is everyone. Now, if you go to a Black Lives Matter protest, it's going to look like a game of tag. They have made locking in illegal. Locking in is a criminal offence now. What locking in is when a person or object connects to a person or object. That is crossing arms. If you go to a protest in love, they will batter you. They have also made it so that the courts, without you being convicted, you do not need a conviction for this. They can give you a serious disruptive protection order. What that means is they can tell you where you can go, when you can go, who you can go with, and how you use the internet. They're going to be able to fucking electronically tag you without a conviction. They brought this in, and if you listen to it, you go back and have a read. They mentioned Extinction Rebellion, Insulate Britain, and Just Stop Oil as the reasons for bringing in this particular bill. Now, imagine being one of them and getting that fucking electronic tag and having to explain it. Hey, how did you get that tag? I believe in science. And they're not telling us anything we don't know. This is the thing with all of these protesters. They're not telling us anything we don't know. There's no one in this country going, you what? Oil and gas is bad for the environment. Well, I fucking never. You learn something new every day. So what's the government doing about this? Fuck all. That seems odd. I assume people are going to be protesting about that now. They've brought in what? Laws to stop the protesting. Well, I bet that means that people are fucking Brobdingnagian rage at the moment. Really? Complete apathy. That's not good. On to a different part of the world dying. Robert Jenrick, our immigrations minister, a few months ago, he in a child refugee centre in Kent got them to paint over a child's mural, the cartoon mural, because it was too welcoming. I never understand small evil. Like, what was he turned down to do? Like, what was his plan? Did he want all the fucking refugee children to come in? Go on, sit down. First off, fuck you. Also, Santa isn't real. Don't worry, we're going to do a lovely movie night for you. Oh, that'll be fantastic. Is it going to be Disney? Pixar? No. It's all of your dead parents fucking. Don't close your eyes, Ishmael. Your mum's about to peg your dad. That's the joke to let you know that we're getting darker. It's strange how easily we've normalised atrocities. You know? Like, food banks. It's a normal thing now. The NHS, fucked. Social care, fucked. We've got 3 genocides going on in the world at the moment. I've had to work out how we normalise atrocities. For this bit, you have to pretend that you do not want a finger up your ass. It's very important for this bit. Now, you do not want a finger up your ass. Someone comes up to you and says, I'm going to put a finger up your ass. I don't want that though. I do not want a finger up my ass. Do not worry, it's only one finger. What's the matter? It's only going to be one finger. There's going to be people in this room who have had this exact fucking conversation, by the way. It's only one finger. It's fine. I don't want it. It's only one finger. So now you've got a finger up your ass. Now they're gently stroking your hair. They say to you, I'm going to put a second finger up your ass. I didn't want one finger. Why do you want to put 2? What's the difference between 1 and 2? It's absolutely fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. There's going to be no problems. It's going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be fine. But I do not want it. I do not want it. Fine. You're fine with 1. You're going to be fine with 2. So now you've got 2 fingers up your ass. And now they gently whisper into your ear, I'm going to put my hand up your ass. At this point, you've got 2 fingers up your ass. You can remember now the good times are only having 1 finger. You can just about remember that you didn't want anything up there to begin with. Now they're threatening an entire hand. But it's only a hand. It's fine. You've already got 2 fingers. What's the difference between 2 fingers and a hand? Knuckles. So now you've got an entire hand up your ass. You remember the halcyon days of having only 2 fingers up your ass. You can just about remember the days of only one finger up your ass. And you've all forgotten the fact that to begin with, you didn't want anything up there. And that is how we normalise atrocities. Thanks for the attempt at applause. It didn't catch on. Obviously heard too many attempted normalising atrocity bits up at the Fringe this year. What a hack cunt I am. It feels like it's difficult to complain, really, because of how people like to lessen your own trauma, normally to make themselves feel better. The left love doing this. It's one of their favourite things. They normally say one of two things. Number one, first world problems. Very first world problems of you. Very first world problems. And number two, some people have it worse. Number one, first world problems. Yes it is. Why? Because I live in the first world. If I was about to tell you my third world problems, I'd be fucking committed. Hey Ashley, how's it going? Not well. Hippo just ate me nan. Someone just tried to make me a child soldier, and the only thing I've eaten this week has been handed to me by a fucking influencer. On that, if we do want to continue trophy hunting, may I suggest just influencers. Make the world better. And number two, some people have it worse. This is a very dangerous game, because logically, you get to the end of that means there is only one person in the world who can complain. And how would you go about finding them? Start in the UK, find someone you think can complain. Like you, my friend. You look like you can complain. What's your problem? Oh, I've got anxiety. Oh, fuck off, mate. People have it worse, you dick. Homeless people in this country wouldn't be able to complain. Go to a homeless person. You, my friend, not looking well. Tell me about your life. Oh, someone's just pissed on me. That's not great. Still, it's very warm out today, isn't it? Lucky son of a bitch. Look at the UN and the World Bank. They will tell you, if you earn more than $2.10 a day, you are not in extreme poverty. A generalisation, I know, but I reckon every homeless person in this country earns more than $2.10 a day. I am not suggesting that they're doing fucking well. So you'd have to go abroad. You go to Syria. Go find the only person you think can complain in Syria. You, my friend, you look like the only person who can complain. Tell me your problems. It's not going well. It's not going well. Government's gassing me. My home's been destroyed. Also, have I mentioned my anxiety? It's terrible, lad. You may be the only person who can complain. Final question. How many limbs do you have? All 4? Fuck you, then. Go to Sudan. Genocide going on in Sudan at the moment, as we all know, because it's on our fucking front pages all the time. Good times. What a country. Go to Sudan. You find the only person in Sudan you think who can complain. Go, you, my friend, you look like the only person who can complain. Tell me your life. Oh, it's not going well. There's a genocide going on, a civil war. They're coming after me. Also, a hippo just ate me nan. And have I mentioned my anxiety? Sounds terrible. And I've only got 2 limbs. Really better than the 4-limb fucker in Syria. Oh, lad, you're probably the only person who can complain. Sorry. I just heard that there is potentially someone still alive in Yemen. Go to Yemen, arguably the worst humanitarian crisis in the world at the moment. You find the only person who you think can complain in Yemen. You, my friend, the fucking stumpy one. Tell me your life. It's not going well. It's not going well. I keep on being bombed by both Saudi Arabia and really fucking everyone else, but really via Saudi Arabia, because we sell all of the weapons to Saudi Arabia and we say that we can't allow them to bomb Yemen, but they still do. But isn't money lovely? Also, the only time that I get food is when white people want to feel good about themselves, which isn't that often now. And have I mentioned my anxiety? That sounds terrible. Like, you're probably the only person in the world who can complain. Sorry. I've just heard that there is a living head. Just a head. So you go to the head, just a living head. You, my friend, you've probably got one hell of a story to tell us. Sure, this is going to be long and hopefully funny. How did you become just a head? Oh, let me tell you this story. I'll tell you how I lost all of my limbs. A militia ran a train on me until all my limbs fell off. And then a witch cursed me to just be a head. Is that it? Yeah. I did think there was going to be more there. That's it. Anything else? Oh, I've got anxiety. There it is. You're probably the only person who can complain. Tell me one final question. How do you identify? I identify as a straight white man. That is unfortunate. Fuck you, you privileged cunt! It's going to sound strange to some of you, but sometimes I think a lot of what I say is pointless. A lot of my anger is meaningless, and it's difficult for an artist to admit, because I wanted to change things. 12 years ago, I got into comedy to try to change things, and I've come to a realisation that a lot of people see my shows closer to a trauma than a fun time. On that note, if anyone does need the number to a therapist, I do have one. I just wouldn't necessarily recommend them. But at least trauma is memorable. You will not forget this show, no matter how much you wish to. So what can we do with a memory? Because memories are important to us. We are nostalgic creatures, and memories are our most precious commodity. Someone said to me the other week, I'll tell you how you improve society, you get rid of money. Sparks. Because something always has to come along to replace it. I don't know about yourselves, but I do not want to walk around with a cow under each arm, just in case I want to make a purchase. So what would come along and replace it? The only thing that we have of value, our own memories. So, like a weekly shot will cost one nice memory with your granddad. Doesn't sound better, does it? Good memories will be worth more, so automatically you will have ingrained inequality. Happy children brought up with happy families can afford more. Sad children can't. So you'll still have people striking because they're underpaid. Nurses will still be striking because they're currently being paid the memory of quite a nice biscuit. They think they deserve more. Government offering them a pay rise of that biscuit being dunked into a cup of tea. Sad people create more sad memories so can afford less. End up having to go to a memory bank to get a memory loan. But they're turned down. So have to go to a memory shark with high interest rates that they can't pay back. So now they're sucking dick for good memories. What does that give you? More sad memories. Vicious cycle. The government will bring in universal basic memories. To reality, it's just the government saying, just be happier. Another 3-word slogan we lap up like a porn star with a cum shot. Democracy will die when the government offers us nice memories that make us feel like we've had a choice. You'll have corporate-backed influencers acting like their false memories are so much better than their actual memories, creating a nation addicted to false memories, addicted to the false narrative, hoping against hope that the false narrative will make reality seem better. So we give them more and more and more of ourselves. I would ask you to stop that, by the way. Stop giving them everything. Stop giving them your memories. Stop giving them your fucking DNA for some pissing reason. Stop giving them your integrity, your morality, your heart. Stop allowing them to dictate what truth is. Because that's what they do. I said at the start of the show that the audience has to be better. How good do you think you've been? Honestly, I said during the start, personal responsibility. How good do you think you've been as an audience?
Alright.
Yeah, all right, beautiful. Yeah, I think you've been a lovely audience. I think you've been fantastic. Well, not fantastic. You've certainly been passable. Doesn't stop there. End of this show, I'm going to be asking you to give me what this show's worth. I think about £6. If you think more, delightful. If you think less, you're wrong. But you all go away with a memory of this show, be it good, bad, or traumatic. So I asked you to do something for me. I asked you to go and tell people about this show. Why? Because it's memorable. Please do this. Prove me wrong. I've got a vision of you going out and you're telling 10 people, hey, Ashley Haden's show's memorable. You don't have to tell them that you liked it. And they go and tell 10 people. And then we've got the start of something. We've got the start of a conversation, the start of a movement, the start of potential change, the start of proving me wrong. Because this is what it's all about in the end. This is all about me. I am the genocidal liberal. And if I cannot eradicate every single fucking one of you, I have to learn to live with you. Hopefully, I've said something that resonates, that has angered you somewhat to think maybe I'll go out and do something good. I hope you do. I do hope you prove me wrong. Because let me tell you this. As an artist doing this show at the Edinburgh Fringe, there is no one, but no one, that has it worse than me. Good night.